Hello everyone. Today I'm going to introduce the output gap and Okun's law. I will introduce the potential GDP, the output gap, and Okun's law. In this video, I'm talking about economy in short run. First, what is potential GDP? Potential GDP is the level of real GDP attained when firms are producing at capacity and the labor is fully employed. The potential GDP is the highest GDP we can get from the healthy economy. The potential GDP is also equal to long-run equilibrium of GDP. According to Keynesian economics, in the real world, price and wages take a while to adjust to bring the economy back into equilibrium because the price is sticky. So why the economy out of GDP equilibrium? That is because shocks it happened. Shocks are unexpected and important events such as natural disasters or wars that have a major impact on economy. And the business cycle such as recession or booms is caused by reacting of business and the consumer to shocks. When the business cycle happened, the GDP is out of equilibrium, so the GDP is temporarily not equal to potential GDP. The output gap is the percentage deviation of actual GDP from potential GDP. The output gap is equal to the difference between real GDP and the potential GDP divided by potential GDP. If the output gap equal to 0, then the real GDP is equal to potential GDP, which is equilibrium in long run. So there is no business cycle in the economy. In the economy, if the output gap is negative, then the real GDP is less than potential GDP, which means the economy is during the recession. The wages and the income will be less than long-run equilibrium. If the output gap is positive, then the real GDP is greater than the potential GDP. It means the economy is overheating and the inflation will happen. The unemployment rate under the potential GDP is called the natural unemployment rate. The cyclical unemployment rate is the difference between the actual unemployment rate and the natural unemployment rate. The economy will be healthy if the cyclical unemployment rate is low. Okun's law is a formula that describes the relationship between the cyclical unemployment rate and the output gap. The cyclical unemployment rate is equal to negative Okun's law coefficient times output gap. The Okun's law coefficient shows the effect of the 1% drop in output on the unemployment rate. The default Okun's law coefficient is 0.5. When output is above potential, the unemployment rate is lower than the natural rate. When the output is below potential, the unemployment exceeds the natural rate. Here is an example for Okun's law. If the unemployment rate is equal to 8%, the natural rate of the unemployment is equal to 6%, and the Okun's law coefficient is equal to 0.38. What is the output gap? According to Okun's law, we can get the answer that output gap is equal to 5.26%. This is my reference for this video. Thank you for your watching.